Hi friends, this is Monish from English with Technical Monish and welcome to the brand new video of the Hindu Daily Editorial 2025. So in today's class we are going to discuss the Daily Hindu Editorial of the date September 9th 2025. Without any further delay in time, let us get into the class and learn some new words and vocabulary. So moving on to the first part we have is vocabulary. The first word on the screen is penetration. The first word is penetration, and the word penetration means chorabatu. Penetration means chorabatu. So, the extent to which a product or service reaches and is adopted by the population. The extent to which a product or service reaches is called as penetration. So, synonyms of penetration are reach, adoption. Reach and adoption are the synonyms of penetration. Antonyms are absence, limitation. Absence and limitation are the opposite words of penetration. Then, example of penetration is GST exemption on premiums will improve India's insurance penetration. So, the GST exemptions on the premium services will probably improve the India's insurance penetration. Then next word on the screen we have is exorbitant. Next word is exorbitant. It means viparitamaina. Exorbitant means viparitamaina. Unreasonably high and excessive. Unreasonably high or excessive is often termed as exorbitant. Synonyms of exorbitant are overpriced, unreasonable. Overpriced and unreasonable are the same meaning of exorbitant. Whereas coming to the antonyms, we have reasonable and fair. Reasonable and fair. Example, we have the reform protects households from exorbitant taxes on essentials. So the reform protects the household items from unreasonable taxes on the essentials. Next word we have is cushion. The word cushion, we have already heard this word cushion in many of our daily day-to-day life cases. Cushion means rakshana or upasamanam, something that protects against a risk, difficulty or hardship. Something that protects against some difficulty, risk or hardship is called as cushioning. Coming to the synonyms of cushion, we have safeguard, protection. Safeguard and protection, and opposite of cushion is risking or vulnerability. Risking or vulnerability. Now let us move on to the example. So, tax exemptions provided a cushion to families balancing EMS and healthcare cost. So, the tax exemptions provide a safeguard to the families balancing their easy monthly installments and the healthcare cost. Next word we have prudence. Next word is prudence, and prudence mean vivekam. Prudence mean vivekam. The quality of being careful and wise in decision making. The quality of being careful while taking any kind of decision is called as prudence. Synonyms are wisdom, judgment. Wisdom and judgment is also called as the quality of being careful while choosing a decision. Antonyms are or opposite word of prudence are recklessness, folly. Recklessness and folly are the opposite of the word prudence, which means taking careless decisions without having any thought. Example, we have the GST Council showed prudence. So the GST Council has showed a careful decision making in avoiding a compensation cess. So the GST Council showed prudence in avoiding the compensation cess. So we also have a word compensation. So the word compensation means nastapariharam. So compensation means giving something because of their fault. If any fault occurs and they want to repay their fault, then they give us compensation. And next word on the screen we have hovering. The next word is hovering. And the word hovering means కొట్టు మిట్టాడుతుంది. Hovering means కొట్టు మిట్టాడుతుంది. Remaining at or around a particular level without much change. Remaining at or around a particular level without much change is called as hovering. Generally, hovering means తేలుతుంది అని. Like if some of things float on air, then also we call it as it is hovering in air. Synonyms are fluctuating, balancing. Fluctuating and balancing are the same meaning of hovering. Moving on to the opposite words or antonyms, we have stabilizing or grounded. Stabilizing or grounded are the opposite of the word hovering. Example: India's fertility rate was hovering around 2.0 for 2 years before falling further. So the India's fertility rate was fluctuating around 2.0 for 2 years. It was fluctuating 2.0 for 2 years before falling further. Then after it went further less. The next word we have is intemperate. The next word on the screen we have intemperate, and intemperate means asthiramaina. Intemperate means asthiramaina. And intemperate also mean the lacking of self control or being excessive in behavior. So intemperate means lacking self control or being excessive in behavior is called as intemperate. Sorry for the internet issue. The word intemperate. Intemperate means lacking self control or being excessive in behavior is called as intemperate. And moving on to the synonyms, we have excessive, reckless. Excessive and reckless are the synonyms of the word intemperate. Antonyms are controlled, restrained. Antonyms are controlled and so yeah, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. So intemperate is lacking self-control, and synonyms of intemperate are excessive or reckless. Whereas of intemperate, controlled and restrained are the antonyms of. So example of intemperate is his intemperate remarks during the debate caused unnecessary controversy. So his self-control lacking remarks during the debate has caused unnecessary controversy to him. Now let us move on to the next word, which is discrete. The next word on the screen we have is discrete. Discrete means మాటల్లో జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండడం. మాటల్లో జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండడం. So being in self control without revealing anything secret is discrete. So careful in speech or action to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. So careful in speech or action to avoid causing revealing of private information. And and Synonyms of discreet are tactful, prudent. Tactful and prudent are the synonyms of discreet. Antonyms are indiscreet, careless. Indiscreet and careless. Example: the journalist was discreet while discussing sensitive political matters. So the journalist was discreet. The journalist was careful in speech while discussing sensitive political information. And moving on to the next word on the screen, we have cataclysmic. The next word we have is cataclysmic. The word cataclysmic means vipattu. Cataclysmic means vipattu. Relating to or denoting a violent, large-scale event, especially one that causes great destruction, is called as cataclysmic. So, synonyms of cataclysmic are disastrous and catastrophic, which means causing a greater level of destruction. Now, moving on to the antonyms, we have fortunate and favorable. Fortunate and favorable are the antonyms of cataclysmic. Example: the cataclysmic effects of the nuclear disaster affected thousands of lives. So the great destruction effects of the nuclear disaster affected the life of thousands of people. And moving on to the next word, we have vehement. The next word on the screen is vehement, and vehement means tivramaina. Vehement means tivramaina, showing a strong feeling, forceful or passionate or intense. Showing strong feeling, forceful, passionate or intense is vehement. Synonyms are passionate and forceful. Synonyms are passionate and forceful, and antonyms include passive and calm. Antonyms are opposite include passive and calm. Example: the protesters were vehement in their opposition to the government's new policy. The protesters were vehement. The protesters were showing a strong feeling in their opposition to the government's new policy. So it is common that whenever government introduces a new policy, the opposition shows a strong feeling of vehement. Next word we have is malleable. Next word is malleable. Malleable means sunnitatvam gala. Sunnitatvam gala. Capable of being easily shaped or influenced. Capable of easily being shaped or influenced is called as malleable. Synonyms: adaptable, pliable. Adaptable and pliable are the synonyms of malleable. Antonyms: stiff, rigid. Stiff and rigid. Example: his malleable personality made him an ideal candidate for the role. His malleable personality. Malleable means adjustable personality made him an ideal candidate for the role. So we have successfully completed the first part of the class, which is vocabulary. Now let us move on to the one word substitutions. The first one word substitution on the screen, we have gregarious. The word is gregarious, and gregarious means sociable, enjoying the company of others. A person who enjoys the company of others is gregarious person. The next word we have is fiasco. The next word is fiasco, and fiasco means a complete failure, especially in humiliating or embarrassing way. A complete failure in an humiliating or embarrassing way is called as a fiasco. The next word, deja vu. The word deja vu, deja vu means the feeling of having already experienced a present situation. So if you are in this present situation, and if you feel like you have already experienced this before, then it is called as deja vu. Now the final word we have is acrophobia. The final word is acrophobia. The word acro means height, and we all know phobia means fear. So acrophobia means extreme fear of heights, is often termed as acrophobia. Next part we have idioms and phrases. The first idiom on the screen is walking on air. Walking on air. Walking on air means feeling extremely happy or elated. Feeling extremely happy or elated. Also, a famous idiom is on cloud nine. On cloud nine also mean feeling extremely happy. The next word, on a shoestring budget. On a shoestring budget. So generally shoestring. So we do have lace for the shoes. So on a shoestring budget means on a very little budget, with a very little money, using minimal financial resources, is on a shoestring budget. Next word is second to none. Second to none. Second to none means the best. The best. Better than all others is called as second to none. So if you want to compare any of the greatest things, you can compare it using the idiom he is second to none, means he is the best of all. Next, pour out one's heart. Pour out one's heart. Pour out one's heart means to share one's deepest feeling or emotions openly. To share one's deepest feeling or emotions openly is called as pour out one's heart. Then the final idiom we have, make one's blood boil. Make one's blood boil. After listening this idiom, you automatically get a sensation of anger. So make one's blood boil means to make someone very angry or furious. To make someone very angry or furious is called as making one's blood boil. Let us see few questions related to today's vocabulary. So the first question on the screen we have is from SSC CGL 2018. So choose the synonym of exorbitant. So as discussed in the vocabulary, the word exorbitant means unreasonably high or excessive. So unreasonably high excessive is option B. The next word, IBPS PO mains 2019. In the banking terms, a tax exemption acts as a cushion for families. Here the word cushion means, so as discussed, cushion means giving protection or safeguarding. So option C we have protection, which is correct answer for the word cushion. Next was asked in SSC CGL 2017. One who enjoys the company of others. One who enjoys the company of others is called as gregarious. A sociable person is called as gregarious person. Next question was asked in IBPS PO Mains 2021, which is an idiom question. On a shoestring budget. On a shoestring budget means with a little money, with a very little money. So that's it for today's class. Hope you did enjoy the session. If you did enjoy the session, then make sure to subscribe the channel and also like the video. And if you want to get the PDF of this class as well as quiz related to today's vocabulary, you can check out the Telegram channel English with Technical Monish, or else scan this QR code to join automatically into our Telegram channel. So make sure to share this video with your friends who is preparing for the competitive exams, and also join my journey of mastering English at 7 a.m. regularly by spending your 20 minutes regularly with me. So see you guys in tomorrow's video. Till then, keep studying and practicing. Bye.